Coming up next, we have a special Monstervision about voodoo potions. One potion comes from a creepy gypsy woman played by Anne Bancroft. The one in Love Potion number 9, starring Sandra Bullock and Tate Donovan, is a couple of biochemists who discovered the most powerful aphrodisiac in the history of the world. Kind of a little frothy comedy thingy. You'll like that. And then our second potion in our second movie comes from the mind of Wes Craven in The Serpent and the Rainbow, about a real drug that actually turns people into zombies so they can be buried alive. And if you ask too many questions about it, the head of the Haitian secret police drives a nail through your scrotum. As I say, it's a double feature of light, frothy comedies about voodoo potions.
See Monstervision host Joe Bob Briggs next on TNT.
Every time I try to play poker in peace like God intended, Cherry Dilday starts screaming, I want to go, I want to go, I want to go. Why do women feel the need to do this? I'm sorry. I'm Joe Bob Briggs, and it's Voodoo Formula Night here on Monstervision. Our first movie is Love Potion number 9, starring Sandra Bullock as a nerd in a lab coat, followed by the great Wes Craven flick, The Serpent and the Rainbow, based on the true story of some guy at Harvard who goes down to Haiti to find out the secret formula for turning people into zombies, and the great rockabilly and gospel singer Wanda Jackson, who's known for a song that's kind of related to Love Potion number 9, is going to stop by. I'll explain that later. And you know, there's a reason why women have been banned from poker games since the beginning of time. Let me explain it here for you. First of all, they don't really want to go. They say they want to go. They act like they want to watch a bunch of guys play poker, and sometimes, God forbid, they even say they want to play the game themselves. But what happens when they get there? They want to talk about the French onion dip, right? They want to talk about the color of the tablecloth. They want to say things like, that's funny the way you shuffle. In other words, they want to concentrate on everything except the gall-darn poker game. And secondly, this really happened to me. I was showing 2 jacks up against Chub Frick's 2 queens and 7-card stud one night. And on the last card, he checked. I pushed $100 in chips into the pot, knowing that he had me beat. Chub sat there for a long time trying to decide what to do. Meanwhile, Cherry Dilday is hovering around the table. She's bringing me drinks and stuff, and she asked to look at my hand. So I show it to her like an idiot, and then she says, I have to go to the ladies' room. She leaves the dang table. She acts like she could care less what happens. Well, Chub, he just grins at me, pushes $200 into the pot. He knew that if I had a hand, Cherry would have stuck around to see me play it out. So I had him bluffed. She unbluffed him. You know, the only thing worse than having women at the poker table is having women in the game. Listen to this. I played against a group of women one time. I checked on 3 queens. I held 4 of them in a pretty sizable pot. Everybody had weak hands. I checked on the showdown round. Then I raised the limit when the betting got back to me, right? The last 2 in both called me. I raked a big pile, and then all these women attacked me. They claimed it was against the rules to check on a good hand and then raise the limit when it gets back to you. They didn't think that was nice. Well, poker is not nice. Whoever said poker was nice? Poker is one guy trying to take away every other guy's money. Poker is nasty. There was only one woman I ever met who could play poker, and she was a 350-pound lesbian. Normally, it's just not in the genes. And speaking of estrogen overkill, you gals will like our first flick, Love Potion number 9. It's the story of a buck-toothed, horn-rimmed scientist who sprays some magic banaka in her mouth and becomes Sandra Bullock. And her geeky lab partner, Tate Donovan, uses the breath spray too and starts sleeping with entire sororities, even though he's still basically a geek. Let's do the drive-in totals and get it started. We have no dead bodies, no breasts, 20 hot-to-trot cats, 1 postcoital chimp, 1 shamelessly wasted prostitute, right hook to the jaw, saliva to the hand, peacock feather to the, I better not say it, nipple-grabbing, gratuitous Anne Bancroft, farfignugan-foo, and I give it 3.5 stars. I really like this little goofball of a movie, so check it out, and we'll be brewing a little love potion here ourselves. We got all the ingredients ready, and singer Wanda Jackson will be coming by. But listen, guys, I'm telling you, do not relax the age-old rule on women at poker games. Send them to day spas, you know. Give them tickets to the ballet. Do anything, but do not let them near that table. I do not want to have to tell you this again.
Back to Monstervision host Joe Bob Briggs and Love Potion number 9 on TNT.
Kind Kind of got that cotton candy comedy feel, doesn't it? Based on the great song by Jerry Lieber and Mike Stoller. Half the movies in the 80s were named after Lieber and Stoller songs. Stand By Me, Poison Ivy. The team that wrote every song you never remembered you knew until somebody sings it in a Ramada Inn lounge. And don't get me wrong, great songwriters. They did a lot of stuff for Elvis like Hound Dog and Jailhouse Rock. But their songs are so hummable that every lounge lizard programs it into his combo synthesizer, Hammond organ, rhythm section dealie on the stage there. Love Me, remember that one? Youngblood, Kansas City, Yakety Yak. Riot in Cell Block Number 9, which was sung by the great Wanda Jackson, who's going to be swinging by here a little later. And they just had that tribute show on Broadway, Smokey Joe's Cafe, big hit with tourists. And every song is Lieber and Stoller on Broadway. That's one of their hit songs, isn't it? You know, where the neon lights are bright on Broadway. See what I mean? I had to do that. I won't be able to forget that song the rest of the night. And did somebody just charge us $5,000 because I did that? See, they hate it when you hum popular songs on TV. That'll be $3 million, Mr. Briggs, because you sang my song on TV. Lieber and Stoller lawyers are calling us at this very moment. Okay, great scene with the bitchy blonde at the bar, wasn't it? Although, in truth, women are never that honest. They either say, I'm married, sorry, or I have a boyfriend, or I wouldn't sleep with you if I was deaf, dumb, and blind. Sometimes they'll say that. But if only they'd be more straightforward. Anyhow, that was Hillary Bailey Smith as the girl, and if I was Donovan, I would have at least taken a stab at her question, and then he lets a perfectly good professional girl go to waste. At least Sandra Bullock got a little nookie in. Okay, next break, I'm going to brew a little of my own love potion here, so roll the film. And no self-respecting guy would have a cat, right? I mean, that there says it all. Actually, I have a cat. I like cats, but after the show, we'll all exchange recipes. I'm going to Kansas City. I am so fired. Another $5,000.
Back to Monstervision host Joe Bob Briggs and Love Potion number 9 on TNT.
You know what this love potion stuff reminds me of? Those bottles of pheromones they sell in the back of Hustler magazine. Same thing, right? You spray it all over your body right before you go out on a date, and women get incredibly horny for your bod. But it costs $60, and the bottles are so small that when you use... Well, I don't know any details about it, but... Okay, you know what we're going to do right now? We're going to brew our own love potion. Won't this be cute? Where'd we get this love potion?
Marty.
Apparently some massage parlor down on Harry Hines Boulevard. So, okay, I believe Rusty is bringing out some mail at the next break, so I thought I'd try it out on her. Not that I really need that kind of help. So, anyhow, here are the ingredients. One pinch of rosemary, 2 teaspoons of black tea, okay, that's about 2. 3 pinches of thyme from the Simon and Garfunkel song. 3 pinches of nutmeg. Nutmeg is a little gross. Okay. 3 mint leaves. These mint leaves are trash. It's 3 chopped up mint leaves. 6 rose petals. She loves me, she loves me not, she loves me, she loves me not, she loves me. Okay, that one was small, we'll put like a little extra. 6 lemon leaves. Sans lemon. 3 cups of pure spring water. I hope our Ozarka is okay. That's what we use here in the kettle. Sugar and honey for taste. What kind of potion is this? This sounds like something Grandma takes to the Ladies' Day luncheon at the Baptist Church so far. You know, shouldn't we have some frog's guts in here or something? Okay, to make another person fall in love with you, brew this tea on a Friday during a waxing moon. Wait a minute, on a Friday? Why do we have a recipe you have to do on a Friday? Why don't we have a Saturday recipe? See, already I'm hosed here. All right, maybe it'll still work. Brew this tea on a Friday during a waxing moon. Well, at least we got that right, because we're waxing like crazy this week. We got a moon that's waxing more than Pamela Anderson before a photo shoot. So place all ingredients in an earthenware or copper tea kettle. Okay. We already put the water in here. And so we just have to get all of the special love herbs into the copper tea kettle. Sweeten with sugar and honey if desired. Boil 3 cups of pure spring water. Add to the kettle. Sweeten with sugar and honey if desired. So, I don't know. I guess I desire. So, little honey, little sugar. All right. And before drinking, recite this magical rhyme. You guys ready? We should probably, like, mix it up a little bit. And, yes, I am. Whoops. I'm gonna probably ought to steep a little bit more. Recite this magical rhyme. By light of moon waxing, I brew this tea to make Rusty desire me. No. Now I'm supposed to say, Goddess of love, hear now my plea. Let Rusty desire me, so mote it be, whatever that means. Okay, on the following Friday, brew another pot of tea and give some to the person you want to love you. He or she will soon begin to fall in love with you. Oh, great. I'm supposed to wait a week. That doesn't help me. I tell you what, I'll try it tonight. If it doesn't work, I'll do it again next week. All right, let's get back to the movie. You know, I could just pretend that I'm doing this by the book, but I want you folks at home to have the advantage of the recipe as it's actually written. You know, not the half-baked way that we do things around here. We couldn't find a love potion with a one-night turnaround. What is this, you know? Why didn't we call that witch guy that we had on last summer? Well, never mind, because I've been having car trouble ever since we had him on the show. That was a strange experience. Remember when he came out of the closet on the show? Came out of the broom closet on our show? We are waxing, though, aren't we? At least we got that right. We're waxing. I don't care. I don't know what you guys are doing. I'm waxing.
Back to Monstervision host Joe Bob Briggs and Love Potion number 9 on TNT.
Good scene again with that bitchy blonde in the bar, played by Hillary Bailey Smith. The girl's so awesome, she has 3 last names. I think I forgot to mention that she's a pretty big soap star, too. She plays Nora Buchanan on One Life to Live. The fact that Tate Donovan doesn't take her home and then blow her off proves that this is indeed a chick flick. Of course, there was the sorority house, but let's not get bogged down in details because it's time for Joe Bob's Advice to the Hopeless, where we answer some of your own questions of love. And don't forget, I have the LP. And to help us out is the irresistible TNT mail girl, Rusty. Hi, Rusty.
Hello.
And would you like some tea?
Oh, no thank you. By the way, women don't really like that phrase chick flick.
Why not?
Well, it does kind of reduce us to a stereotype.
No, I mean, why don't you want any tea?
Oh, well, I just had a big cup of coffee.
This is herbal.
I'm just not thirsty. Where'd you get it?
I made it. That's why.
Oh, then I really don't want it. Here, it's an email from Mike Singer of Decatur, Illinois.
Joe Bob, you are truly the Franz Kafka of the trailer park. I like this one. Your witticisms are timely as a hot plate of biscuits and gravy. That's a compliment, right?
I think it is.
If you get this soon, move the fly swatter on the wall. He acts like it's always on. Okay. Better yet, scold Rusty the mail girl with it for late mail. Mike Singer, Decatur, Illinois. Well, Mike, we don't allow any butt swatting on Monstervision, as that is no longer acceptable in the Society of Polite Females and can result in costly sexual harassment litigation. And, oh, what the hell? You talked me into it. Bring me that fly swatter, Rusty, so I can give you a spanking, okay?
I don't think so.
I'll tell you what, drink my tea, and I'll spare you The spanking.
I told you I don't want any tea.
But I made it just for you.
Oh, that and the spanking will get you really far.
Rusty, come on. Oh, just take it with you, all right? You can drink it later. Drink it backstage.
Fine.
She'll be back. You know, we get a lot of letters about hanky, spanky, panky like this, you know? It's getting real popular, isn't it? And I don't want to know why, okay? Are you a spanker or a spanky? Do you have to be one or the other? Jerry Springer.
Back to Monstervision host Joe Bob Briggs and Love Potion number 9 on TNT.
Pretty good job of turning Sandra Bullock from a geek into a beauty. She was a believable geek, don't you think? You know those girls that say, no girl is really ugly. Every girl has potential. We'll just work on it, dear. It's never the ugly girls that say that, is it? You know, because some people you can't really work on. They fell out of the ugly tree and hit every branch on the way down, you know? But I like that place on Rodeo Drive in Beverly Hills, that ladies' day spa. Their motto on the front of the building is, there are no unattractive women, only lazy ones. Anyway, what would have been interesting is if Sandra Bullock remained a geek in the movie, but continued to use the potion. She would have guys falling all over her, millionaires wanting to marry her, but she would still look like Miss Hathaway on the Beverly Hillbillies. Wouldn't that be funnier? Anyway, Sandra Bullock's daddy is a good old boy from Alabama, but her mama is a German opera singer. So Sandy, that's what her friends call her, Sandy, had kind of a continental upbringing, but she bought a place in Austin where she hangs out on the weekends with a rolling beer cooler for backyard parties. So tell me this isn't a gal I'd like to hang with. And, wow, thanks, Mark. It's all right. And Sandra also says she thinks there's something sexy about a gut, a man with a paunch. Must be those Alabama genes of hers. And she says she likes simple people who aren't into money. So, okay, Sandy, let's look at how much money you make, all right? You simple girl, you. 1994, $500,000 for Speed. 96, $10,500,000 for In Love and War. I never even heard of In Love and War. I missed that one. Did anybody see that one? In 1997, she made $12.5 million for Speed 2, which I think got the Razzie Award that year for Worst Picture, and made somewhere in the region of what you would make picking up trash on the interstate. That's about how much that earned at the box office. And last year, she made $11 million for Hope Floats. That's another one nobody saw, right? The one with Harry Connick Jr. So I don't know, she may be the girl next door, but as Mae West said, what's so great about the girl next door? If I want to see the girl next door, I don't have to go to the movies, I'll go next door. And Mark, what is going on? Did the show just get canceled or something? What are you...
I love you, man.
What? Oh, my God. Did Rusty give you some tea that I made? Mm-hmm. Oh, God. Rusty.
I love you, man.
Rusty.
I love you, man. Come back.
Back to Monstervision host Joe Bob Briggs and Love Potion number 9 on TNT.
Today, for I'll be gone tomorrow. I'm sitting here, my darling, waiting for your call. I know I shouldn't want you at all.
Okay, we've got Mark safely locked away for the next 4 hours. Who knew that stuff would work, you know? They did a test at Chicago's Smell and Taste Treatment and Research Foundation. Can you believe that's a real place? That actually is a real place. And they tested a group of men to see what odors stimulated the greatest blood flow to the nether regions, if you know what I mean, and I think you do. And it turned out that the most arousing scent was a combination of lavender and pumpkin pie. And the second most stimulating was a combination of donuts and licorice. Now, women spend thousands of dollars on odors from France mixed with the ageless wisdom of guys named Jacques who live in Marseille and grow entire forests full of secret flowers, and all we need is the guy who sells fast food at the train station, right? So anyhow, we have a special guest who's taken time out of her touring schedule to chat with us. This is amazing that she's here with us tonight. She's credited as being the first woman ever to do rockabilly. She was known as the female Elvis Presley. I believe you toured with Elvis. And she did songs like Fujiyama Mama and A Girl Don't Have to Drink to Have Fun. She's the gal who put sex into country music. She's made 65 albums, 2 Grammy nominations, and she sings in 4 languages. I'm talking, of course, of Wanda Jackson. Wanda, welcome to Monstervision.
Hi.
Glad to meet you.
Thank you.
Now, we talked earlier about Lieber and Stoller, who wrote the song Love Potion No. 9, and they also wrote the great rockabilly tune, Riot in Cell Block No. 9, which you sang and I think had a hit with, right?
Well, it did pretty well. I still sing it.
You still sing
I
it?
sang it last night on my concert, yeah.
Really? Well, that song was originally written from the male point of view, but you kind of changed it around. Did you write those lyrics that made it into a place in a women's prison?
I really can't remember, Joe. That's been a while back. I did some of that because they didn't write songs for girls, you know, because there weren't that many recording. I was by myself.
Yeah.
So I would take a song I liked and then change it a little bit to make it into...
Well, Riot on Cell Block No. 9 is on this new CD, right, called Rebels and Outlaws, Music from the Wild Side of Life. And this is a kick-ass CD, if I may say so. I have a copy of the CD here, and I want to read something from the liner notes by Colin Escott. He says, when most female pop singers were simpering about where the boys are, Wanda always sang as if they were in her hotel room. You were known as a bad girl. Now, how bad were you in those days?
Well, my mother didn't think I was bad.
Well, was it PR?
My daddy knew better.
And you dated Elvis, right?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah?
Yes,
That's
I
all you have to say. I say, you dated Elvis? He's like, yes.
Well, that was a while back.
Well, so...
we were good friends. I worked with him from 55 when he was just starting. And for a couple of months there, I was a bigger name than he was. That didn't last long, though. But let's see, I worked with him off and on until 1957 when he came to Hollywood to start his movie career.
Okay. Did your husband know about this? Because he's backstage, I know that. That's why you're not talking about it, right?
No, that's not true. No, he knows about it. In fact, just on this tour, I did a tribute to Elvis at the House of Blues in Las Vegas. And I wore the ring that he gave me that I used to wear around my neck. So, yeah, my husband knows about the ring and everything. Yeah,
is it a good ring?
Yeah, I had it checked.
Okay.
Yeah. But like I say, he was poor then, but it was a diamond.
Really?
I mean, it really is a diamond.
He really liked you, didn't he?
Yeah, I guess.
Okay, well, normally at this point on a show like this, they'd say, hey, Wanda, how about a song?
Yeah.
But if we hired a band for you, I'd have to take a pay cut that'd put me in a negative tax bracket. And, so maybe you could just, like, sing something a cappella for us that's in the public domain, or maybe there's a gospel tune or a rockabilly tune that...
What about the song you mentioned that's in the Rebels and Outlaws?
You can do that? You can do that
I don't
a
know.
cappella?
I've never done this. I'll try.
But you'll do it for us?
Sure.
Okay.
Okay. On July the 2nd, 1953, I was serving time for armed robbery. 4 o'clock in the morning, I was sleeping in my cell. Heard a whistle blow and I heard somebody yell, there's a riot going on. There's a riot going on.
Okay. Thank you, Wanda. And on that note, we'll go back to the flick. Wanda Jackson, thanks so much for stopping by. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you.
Up in cell block number 9.
Back to Monstervision host Joe Bob Briggs and Love Potion number 9 on TNT.
Okay, let me see if I can get this straight. If you drink Love Potion number 8, then bitchy blonde soap stars want to have sex with you on a bar stool when you whisper Farfignugan in their ear. If you drink Love Potion number 9, your love will last forever unless you didn't really love them, and then you get the taste of donkey sweat in your mouth. And both of you have to drink it, but if you took Love Potion number 9 and the other person took Love Potion number 8, you'll want to have sex with them even though they're two-bit thieving hookers. But you also get the taste of donkey sweat in your mouth. Does that about sum it up? Is that the rules here? Thank you, Dale Lawner. Dale is the writer, producer, director who brought us this movie. He also wrote My Cousin Vinny, and he was given a choice of which one he wanted to direct. My Cousin Vinny or this one. My Cousin Vinny had Marisa Tomei in an Oscar-winning performance. Yum. This one had Anne Bancroft spitting in Tate Donovan's hand. Yuck. Okay, let's go to the predictable but still goofily enjoyable conclusion of Love Potion number 9. But don't forget, we've got the great Wes Craven flick, The Serpent and the Rainbow, after this, so go. You know what today's Love Potion is, right? Viagra. This movie came out before Viagra, but I was going to get some Viagra, but my insurance wouldn't cover it. Well, actually, they did cover it, but they said they had to sort out the recreational Viagrans from the truly Viagra needy. And I said, well, I was Viagra needy, but then they wanted to know how I could get through 100 pills in a week and a half. So I said, forget it, just wasn't worth the hassle, you know. Insurance companies. I figured, you know, why not be ready? But they frown on its use in a potential manner, if you know what I mean, and I think you do.
And now, Joe Bob's Last Call and The Serpent and the Rainbow on TNT.
200 horny extras chasing a hooker through the streets of Atlanta. I say that is genius. I don't know why Dale Launer hadn't directed his second movie yet. Anyway, if you think that's cute, did you know that Sandra Bullock and Tate Donovan fell in love while they were making this movie, and they ended up being significant watchy-hoojits for 3 years? Isn't that cute? Then they fell out of love. Okay, I want to let you know that next Saturday is time travel night, and we'll have 2 movies based on the same book, H.G. Wells' The Time Machine. The first one is closer to the original, the 1960 classic, The Time Machine, where Rod Taylor goes into the futuristic world of 1960, and then Time After Time, where Jack the Ripper travels to 1979. We will not be showing Back to the Future again on Time Travel Night. We're saving that for Motor Oil Night. We really do have Motor Oil Night later on, so don't ask about that. Anyway, I'm Joe Bob Briggs, and now we've got one of the all-time most requested Wes Craven flicks ever. People ask me about this movie so much. I'm sitting there trying to have my chicken fried steak in peace, and they'll say, Joe Bob, how about that thing, Serpent and the Rainbow? You know, that voodoo thing. So we're showing it again. I think it's the only movie in the last 40 years actually filmed in Haiti. Some amazing, scary stuff in this baby, and a lot of weird stuff happened to the people who were making it. It's the story of this Harvard guy who goes down to Haiti to study voodoo foo so he can try to find out the secret formula for turning people into zombies. Unfortunately, once he gets down there, the chief of Papa Doc's secret police starts jumping into his dreams like Freddy Krueger and making snakes come out of zombies' mouths and eat him alive, and giant jaguars chase him with slow-motion zombie cams. And since the flick is made by Wes Craven, Mr. Nightmare on Elm Street himself, it's sort of like Freddy Krueger puts together a reggae band and starts slime dancing behind your eyeballs, you know? The deal is that the secret police guy just might be zombifying the whole population, stealing their souls, hacking off their body parts, and forcing them to fly Pan Am. It's terrifying. So let's take a look at those drive-in totals. We have got 2 breasts. Of course, we will not be seeing those on TNT. 6 dead bodies, 4 undead bodies, voodoo funeral, exploding coffin, fire eating, glass eating, graveyard voodoo Catholic candle zombie face eating, 1 dead wall pig, aardvarking, orgasm cam, heads roll, heads thrown, gratuitous face needles, jaguar foo, zombie foo, scorpion foo, tarantula foo, snake foo, scrotum foo, buried alive foo, froth-faced debutante foo, 4 stars. Check it out, and we'll be sitting right here where it's safe. Okay, go. See, I told you these movies are related. It's the whole black magic thing. You know, like drink 1 potion, marry Sandra Bullock. Drink another potion, turn into an undead amputee Harvard experiment. You don't want to get those mixed up in the medicine cabinets, you know? Can you imagine coming in after a night of partying, reaching for the old bufferin, and whap, you're a potted plant.